The Korea Times visited Japan, a neighboring country with the oldest population in the world, to see how it is coping with its population challenge. Jebazono Danji, a public housing complex near Tokyo, is a good example reflecting Japan's changing demographics.
But I think now all the shops are run by the Chinese people. It's like an after-school program for the elementary kids. No, it used to be like some other stores, like bakery or fish store. I don't remember, but some other store. We do not have the exact number, but I believe now I think population is about around 4,000. And then I think nearly 60% would be a foreigner.
Foreign migrant workers have been filling labor shortages, and conflicts have erupted with the Japanese who were unprepared for the arrival of their new neighbors.
The number of the foreign origin member has been increasing, mainly because it used to be all the member used to be, of course, Japanese, but the Japanese population, first of all, Japanese population is decreasing, and secondly, they are getting old. So Japanese people are complaining, like foreign people do not understand the rule about how to throw the garbage. So now the rule is written in the Chinese, English. I would say this, we become like, we are totally united, but it's very, very slow, but we are making step-by-step progress. That's the way we maintain the community. I think, you could say not just in this community, but in the country as a whole, in Japan or South Korea, when you don't have enough labor.
日本の外国人の受け入れ政策ってのはずっと今変わってなくて、今ご紹介あったように、専門的技術的な分野の外国人は積極的に受け入れますと。そうではない分野については、国民的なコンセンサスも得ながら慎重に検討しますということをずっと言ってきています。外国人の方は永住者に限らず増えていきますので、そういう方たちとどう日本社会でうまく住んで摩擦のないような形で進んでいっていただけるかということが、一番大事なんだろうと思っています。日本全般での生活のルールっていうのを入管庁でも今ビデオっていうかその作った最中で動画を作ってですね、より日本に来た方、外国人の方、中長期で住もうとしている方たちにご覧いただけるようなものを今作ろうとしています。確かにやっぱり日本語難しいところあるので、それをどうやって地域で学べる場を増やしていくか。
So I heard like there are so many examples, like my friends' kids are going to Japanese school, so they some kids are bullying them because of their races, because of their faces, because of the colors, right? So sometimes they feel very sad about it. So maybe we should have to give that kind of education, and we have to do some campaign also in city office. We have to make some centers, and we have to give them some education.
Australia is one of the world's major immigration nations. Our team visited Sydney's Chinatown to hear from immigrants what it's like to live in Australia.
I was born in Hong Kong, yeah. But then when I grown up, I wanted to come to Australia. Because it's for better lifestyle, it's a choice. So, and I got a job after graduates. So in here, so in Melbourne. So I've been working in Melbourne since living. We love being in here. We love this country. It's very accepting, and people are very kind and open to people from different backgrounds. So we're very fortunate to be here and part of Australia.
I just take my parents for a 5-day tour in Sydney. So my parents come from China, and other than the Chinese food, they are not very interested, or they are not very used to the Western food. So I usually just bring them to the Chinatown to have dinner every day, every night. Came last year to live with us, to live with me. So it's hard for them to socialize. Because where I come from doesn't have many Chinese people around, and it's also very hard for them to go out to socialize because of the public transport. It's just they have to rely on the car a lot. So that is me have to drive them around. So it is quite challenging, but I think they still enjoy the life here. So it's quite peaceful and being around with their family.
Australia's Special Broadcasting Service, established in 1978 as a public multilingual and multicultural broadcaster, has played a key role in promoting understanding of different cultures. SBS offers broadcasting in over 60 languages.
이제 우리 SBS를 표현할 때 어떤 그 다문화주의의 상징적 플래그십이라고 이제 보통 항상 얘기를 하는데, 결국 방송을 통해서 굉장히 그 타민족 문화에 대한 이해도가 떨어졌던 사람들에게 어떤 인식의 전환을 가져오는데 뭐 정말 혁혁한 공을 세웠다고 봐야죠. 이제 여러 가지 그 다민족, 다문화 스포츠 같은 거를 많이 이제 알렸고, 또 우리 SBS가 초창기 때 세계 각국 영화, 그야말로 뭐 일반 극장에서는 볼 수 없는 다른 나라 소수민족들 영화를 많이 상영을 했죠, 매일. 그렇게 영화를 통해 가지고 영화가 현실을 반영하잖아요. 각 문화에 보니까는 그냥 손으로 먹는 사람들도 있고, 쇠젓가락으로 먹는 우리 한국인들, 긴 플라스틱 젓가락으로 먹는 중국인들, 나무 젓가락으로 먹는 일본인들.
But we all know that understanding cultures more deeply is about other things as well. It's about knowing about the history of other countries, knowing about their political systems, knowing about their national holidays, knowing about the religions in those countries, knowing about cultural nuance, right? Forms of interaction. I think, for instance, that interfaith dialogue should be a compulsory course in Australian schools, and interfaith dialogue. Yes, so understanding religious variation, it should be a compulsory course like maths or English, and it's not.
Promoting understanding of different cultures is key, and it appears efforts need to be taken so that people of different backgrounds interact with each other. We heard from some foreigners who are receiving assistance from Itaewon Global Village Center in Seoul.
I think that through language barriers, through cultural differences, it's very easy to be closed off from the rest of Korea. For some people, it's easy to feel disconnected from your community here.
You know, as a foreigner, you cannot just live in a bubble. You have to somehow get out to the society, interact with the locals and things like that. But as a foreigner too in Korea, especially if you don't speak Korean at all, it's really difficult to connect with the locals. So as you know, there are a lot of Korean grandmas and grandpas here in Korea because of the aging society, and they are very active. So we talked with them and they said, oh, we have actually, you know, seniors who are trying to learn English. So then we came up with, why don't we recruit, you know, foreigners who can speak English, and then together they can, you know, talk about Korean culture, Korean society.
No. I went back to because in June when I first joined, my language partner was Mr. Yun, and I learned so much about Korea and about his personal experiences. So it was very interesting because I think by interacting with people, especially with elderly people, you can learn so much about Korean culture, and that's why I came here.
If you want to have a viable society in 50 years' time, you have to do something about that. And It's very important that if you bring people in from outside, they don't come as expatriates living in little cocoons, but they become part of the society.